Hi there, welcome to the Great American Stampin' Show. My name is Jodi Reinert, and this is my Stamp with Jodi YouTube channel. So we are on episode 14. Last week, episode 13 was a tight race. Brandy ended up pulling away from me by a little bit at the very end, and so she won episode 13. Congratulations, Brandy, you did a great job. So today, like I said, we're on episode 14, which is card template number 14, and we've got some fun things to share with you tonight as well. Before we jump in, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button here so that you are a subscriber to my YouTube channel, and that way you won't miss any of the videos that I share. And then also there is a link in my video description that includes my email sign up. Every single Tuesday, I email out a Tuesday tutorial. It's entirely free, and every single Tuesday it comes to your inbox. So you don't want to miss out on that either. So subscribe to my channel here, click the link to be added to my email list, and then you can just go ahead and sit back and relax and enjoy episode 14 of the Great American Stampin' Show. All right, so today's episode features template number 14, which is down here in the bottom row. I decided this week to just make a little paper template to more easily show you the design. So we've got the card base, we've got a layer that's almost the whole size of the card front, a smaller layer, and then a banner that's placed across the top. So you can see that's number 14. So I'll pull this in as a point of reference throughout my video. Then I wanted to show you this stamp set, Christmas Friends. This is what I am using. This is actually the very first card that I've created with this stamp set. So I'm excited to show you that. Let me scoot some things out of the way and pull in the very first piece that I want to start with, and it's this layer right here. So it's just a piece of thick basic white. I chose thick because I'm going to be coloring with Stampin Blends, and it's always a great idea to use the thick cardstock when coloring with blends. So it's a little bit of a bigger block that I used, so I'm just going to tap my ink this way. You could certainly do it the normal way where the ink pad is down and you set the stamp into it. Either way works. All right, now I am going to stamp this toward the top, actually, of this piece. Okay, and then coloring. Lots of coloring. I'm going to start with the scarf, and I'm going to use the dark cherry cobbler and dark real red. And I'm going to use the bullet end, the smaller of the two ends, not the brush end. And for the scarf, I'm just going to color every other section, they're not really squares, with this dark real red. You'll notice I'm kind of going up to that black line. I try to not get too close just because then it might bleed into another section. And if I'm being honest, it's also a little bit goofy because you're watching, and that's a little more pressure, and I feel like I need to hurry a little bit. So usually I just take my sweet time and color, but I'm trying to pick up the pace just a little bit for you, so that you can not spend the whole day watching me color. Do you enjoy coloring? If you've been following me, I don't color very often. I do love our blends, and I love watercoloring too, but it's fun and it's creative. It's not always quick and creative, and that's usually how I roll, is quick and creative. So this is a little bit different for me, but if I'm being honest, this stamp set is also a little bit different for me. This isn't my usual go-to style, but I saw some cute things with it, and then I ended up ordering it. Does that happen to you guys ever, where like, oh, I don't need that, I'm all set, and then you see something and then you just cave and you get it? But I'm super glad I did, because this card is a lot of fun. So that again was the dark shades of real red and cherry cobbler. Then I'm going to pull in, I'm going to start with my light shade. I don't know, this is Granny Apple Green. I'm not sure if I want light or dark here, so I'm going to see I think I'm gonna add just a little bit of dark. So I'm coming in with the light just to color the skates. But then, and with the alcohol markers, with these Stampin' Blends, you're gonna wanna make sure, yeah, I'll just pull a little bit of dark in. You're gonna wanna make sure that you get that cap on tight. Alcohol markers are great, but one thing is if this cap doesn't snap like that, it's very likely that your marker is going to dry out, which is not fun. I'm going to go in with this, what did I choose here? The dark smoky slate. Now this is tricky. Honestly, I could have used just the Stampin' Right marker to get in this tiny little space, but I'll do my best just to kind of, I'm barely touching that cardstock right now. It's just such a light, simple touch. Okay, my last color is Pecan Pie. I've got light and dark, and I'm going to start with light, and I'm going to use the brush end. So this is the thicker line here, the brush end. I've been using the bullet end up until now. So I will do my best to color quickly. What I love about the blends is that in this big space like this, you know, like when you were little coloring in a coloring book and you had to try your hardest not to be able to see the lines that you colored. Like I remember coloring in a circle a lot with my crayons when I was little because I didn't like all the lines that it would show if you just went in one direction. And sometimes with regular markers, it can do the same thing. So I love with Stampin' Blends that it's just a unified area of color. Like you don't see every single little stroke, and I love that look. So we'll just finish up here kind of quickly. It is weird to try to color fast and stay in the lines, but we've almost done it. Okay, that, and then I'm going to take the darker shade of Pecan Pie and I'm going to do some of these highlights just to differentiate a little bit here on the mouth and nose area and then on those antlers. So, and of course with the alcohol markers, the more you go over it, the darker it gets. Even with a light shade of a color, if I wanted it to be darker, I could just repeat with that same light shade and it will get darker. All right, we'll wrap this up. I'm really curious to hear what you think of coloring. And if you do like to color, what do you like to color with? Do you like the Stampin' Blends? Do you like regular markers? Do you like watercolor pencils? Or maybe a water painter with ink? What's your go-to coloring option? Okay, I think he's good. What do you think? I think that's so much fun, and I love the vibrant colors of it. Okay, let's pull in the rest. So I've got my thick white card base, and let me pull this template in one more time. So we're going to add the layer, and then the stamped layer, and then we have that banner piece for here. What I'm going to do, when I saw this, I liked it better if it was actually turned upside down. So I designed this so that my banner is going to go across the bottom. Same idea, right? And remember, this is always just a starting point. This is where we kind of ignite our inspiration and creativity. So I just took that template, flipped it around. Okay, now another thing, I didn't want to just layer it like this, just have card base layer. So I'm gonna show you a little trick. Let me scoot some things out of the way and pull in my paper trimmer. I'm going to create a frame with this piece of designer paper. So I'm scooting it over to 3/4 of an inch, and I will start cutting at 3/4 of an inch and go down to 4.5, which leaves me 3/4 of an inch. Rotate and do the same thing on all 4 sides. Okay, so now I can pull this away from my paper trimmer, and you saw that piece just fell right out. Now there's a couple of reasons I like this. One, because I think it's fun to frame my piece in here. Excuse me. Secondly, if I was to just leave it like this as one full piece and layer it, look at all this designer paper you're wasting. Designer paper is a hot commodity. You could use this piece on another project. So this is worth hanging on to. Now I want to attach this raised up with Stampin' Dimensionals and have the mousse kind of underneath. So have that frame raised up, but I want to do one quick thing to this. I want to set it in this embossing folder and actually emboss the designer paper. So I'm going to crank that through. And now I've got those cool snowflakes on the designer paper. Do you see that texture in there? So now I can take this and take my Stampin' Dimensionals that are buried, and I'm going to put quite a few around the perimeter of this frame because I want to make sure it sticks well. And then we'll go ahead and add that to that thick white card base. Get these all peeled off. Okay, so this is just going to rest right on the outside, just an equal distance around there. It's not laying quite right, so let me lift that up a little bit. Just flatten that out. If you want to, you could add more dimensionals too to kind of lift up these areas underneath. That might have been a good idea. Do you see how it's bubbling up there? If I kind of went like this, let me see if I can do it. And just stick one right underneath there, then it would be more consistent. So I'm not going to take the time to do all that all the way around, but the more you put on there, the more flat it will be. Then I'm going to take this guy, and that's a quick tip too. When you're using Stampin' Blends, make sure you always have scrap paper underneath because they will bleed through that cardstock. Okay, so then I'll just kind of set him right in this frame. You could like put him down first and then set the frame over it, whatever way works. This way I just know he's in the right spot. Okay, so that's what I have so far. Ignore that little ripple. More dimensionals would make it just fine. Okay, I'm going to take this little banner piece. Check that out. It's the back side. So actually this piece started 6 by 6, and when I trimmed it down to be 4 by 5 1/4, I had some little bit left on the end. So that's what I used for this. And when I cut a notch, just do a little cut in the middle and then go up from each corner. Okay. Excuse me. More Stampin' Dimensionals. This is going to go across the bottom because remember, I flipped that design. So this will go right across the bottom. I'm going to angle it just a little bit. In the template, it was straight across. I'm angling just a little bit, just for a little added interest in that design there. And then the last thing is to take this tiny little piece of real red, and I'm going to take this Happy Holidays greeting, and that is from the Christmas Friends stamp set as well, and just do some quick heat embossing. I'm intentionally over toward the right, stamping my greeting with Versamark ink, and then I'm going to pull in some white embossing powder. I've got so much on the tray here, I can probably just scoop it up like that. Normally, I would pour out of my container here. Just like to tap it gently to get excess powder off, and then I can heat this and melt the powder. And then we have that nice glossy raised edge of white, and I'm going to take, here's my twine. I'm going to take some white twine around this. I want to give myself enough because I hate trying to tie bows when I don't give myself enough to do that. So I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times. See how this goes. I don't really like tying bows on videos, but
I'll do my best. Usually I just end up doing a different design with the bows. But one thing I found, I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot here. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to tie a knot, and then I'll actually form the bow. So that kind of helps that stay in place. And then I can go back and do my little loops and actually tie a bow. For me, that's easier than trying to hold on to all the things. That's all right. It's not bad. All right, I'll trim my end quick. I feel like there's a lot in this video. It's a lot more than my usual quick and creative. Like I said, this is creative. This is fun. I'm not sure it's as quick. I can tell actually it's not, because this is longer than most of my videos are. But that's okay. It's fun. I like it. It's just not my usual go-to. So I would be curious to hear what you think. Is this the kind of stamping you prefer, where there's dry embossing, heat embossing, coloring? Is this more your style, or do you like a little more quick and creative? I'm just super curious to know. I love the way this card turned out. I hope you do. This Christmas Friends stamp set is just really cute and a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of great things with it. Again, this was our original template. I just kind of turned it upside down, and instead of using that whole sheet of designer paper, we did that border, and now you've got this to use on another project. I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did. I hope it sparked some creativity in you. And please be sure to watch all 3 of the other videos, and then go back and give the thumbs up vote to the one that you like the best. And we will see who is crowned the winner of episode 14. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.